I just want to say something about the last video I put out about the DHS and all the inside information. Take it with a grain of salt. Because, the one guy I trust that actually gives you the real scoop on a lot of things is Joel Scorzin. Actually, if you want to throw a little conspiracy out there, his small plane crash he almost died in, and I almost kind of wonder if he was being set up. Just my thought, nobody else's, just my own suspicion. But that one with Hagman did the interview with the DHS Insider about after the metals dip, watch things happen. That's what he said at the end. Now, but you know what? Joel Scorzin points out this guy's had this DHS Insider has had a very, very, very bad track record. He keeps saying the dollar's going to fall, everything's going to cave in, they're going to Obama's going to be, there's going to be a coup against Obama, all this kind of shit. He's probably total disinformation. He's like Pastor Lindsey Williams, except he's a pastor. I got to throw that in there. But, actually, Joel Scorzin, I think you can really trust all the way. He's basically, he doesn't say it, but from what I pick up, he's a student of Major Anatoly Golitsyn, which I am kind of too. I mean, I've read a lot of stuff that if you ever want to see what a conspiracy is, Major Anatoly Golitsyn does point out, the KGB major that defected in 1961, he did point out a lot of stuff ahead of time, what would happen. Now, one thing that Joel Scorzin says, scary, that in the long run, probably several years from now, maybe 5, 6, 7 years from now, you're probably going to see maybe a conflict between the United States and Russia. Because actually behind the scenes, Russia's been building up militarily. I've read this crap for decades. It doesn't happen right away. But Joel actually says he doesn't expect the dollar to fall right away. And I subscribe to this logic too, because nothing can replace it. And the Chinese are reluctant to float their yuan, right? So they really can't be an international currency either. There's no other currency around that's got enough currency out there to replace it. You'd have to actually, it's just totally kind of impossible, because, I know like the deal with, there's so much debt being held and everything like that, it's almost like musical chairs, but nobody wants to unload it either. So the game's going to go on for a little while. So I found that article interesting. I found the last thing they said in that article interesting. But I had to look up what Joel Scorzin thought about this DHS Insider. He says this guy's been freaking wrong a gazillion times. So it sounds like drama crap, Alex Jones garbage, Lindsey Williams garbage, and everything else. I personally think the metals are going to stay flat a while, not hit the crazy lows that the super bears think. They're not going to do crap probably till the end of the summer. I hate to say that, but that's what I think is going to happen. There may be an upturn in silver up to maybe close to 30 or something like that, maybe. If it does that, the portion I bought at 28, that's what I was kind of thinking. If it goes lower, sometimes it fakes you out, goes up a little bit more, then it drops. I think it's not going to do nothing for a few months at least. So we're in April right now. I'd say more towards like August or something, you're going to start seeing it creep up. But then, I don't know about wild cards. The wild card would be an attack from North Korea on South Korea. I think that's all coordinated in with, people behind the scenes. Just like every other war there was in history, there's a lot of people know what's going on. They can egg a war on or stop it in its tracks right away. So, but that thing I said about the DHS Insider, or that I said it was an article I picked up, and I saw it a while ago. And at the end it says, when the metals dip, watch when things happen after that. The guy's that DHS Insider's got a rotten track record. And I'm using Joel Scorzin's opinion on this because his opinion I trust. I really do trust. He's not somebody that's in way out conspiracy land all the way. Or I think he's like I said, I'll repeat it again. I think he's studied Major Anatoly Golitsyn a lot. Probably knows a lot what Christopher Story says from British intelligence from years ago, and those type of things are legit. There is those type of conspiracies are legit, because the one Major Golitsyn says was that the Soviet Union actually was planned to fall apart on its own. It was planned. It was a long-range strategy. And there's a reason behind, there's a rhyme to that reason, or whatever you want. There's a method to the madness, or whatever. But I don't want to get too off on tangent in it. But I just want to point out that the DHS Insider that Hagman is interviewing may be garbage, total garbage disinformation all the way. I personally, if I said what I think the metals are going to do, I think they're going to sit flat for a while. The only way they would go up is if there's some extraordinary political event, fear event that happens, and if, say, there's a strike on Iran. If there's a strike on Iran and this war starts right away, gold can go up very fast, oil can go up very fast. We don't know these. These are outside events. They've been talked about a long time. But otherwise, I don't see how this, because basically when the metals dip, it's the coffee dip too. The coffee dipped. So what does that have to do with anything, right? But I just, if I was a person right now, deciding what more investments I want to do, I'd just stay pat. I wouldn't sell nothing. I wouldn't do nothing. If you're in any commodities and they're down, you'd be stupid to sell them now, because probably, even if you had a loss, you'd have more money even next month. That's the way things are. They're at record lows practically for like the last year or so. So just hang tight. Don't get shaken out. And that's the one reason I always say not to invest all your cash in gold and silver. It's not that stupid. But there is going to come a time when the whole thing's going to turn around. But just beware. I don't think that DHS Insider is giving good information. Why? Because I said Joel Scorzin says that he pointed out a number of things this insider's been saying all along about the Obama administration being overthrown with a coup. They're going to declare a martial law. The dollar's going to blow up. Just all this crap was supposed to happen. Like, he must have said it a bunch of times. They got the gulag camps already. Some of this stuff is true, but you know how they freaking play in the game. They're getting people running too far in one direction to make them make mistakes. So, a DHS Insider is probably disinformation all the way. So, when gold and silver dipped, that just means gold and silver dipped. I don't know if that's legit or not. I put the article out there, I commented on it, but I don't think, I had to cross-reference that with some other things, and I'm not suspecting that it's good information from that DHS Insider either. It's been wrong too many times. Just like listening to Lindsey Williams or something, right?